Welcome to another episode of Bleav in Falcons. I'm your host, Ovie Mughelli, and we got Michael the Burner Turner. And this is not just regular Bleav in Falcons. This is Bleav in Falcons presented by FanDuel. FanDuel, Mike, they are one of the top betting sites out there, and they are now sponsoring the greatest Falcons podcast in the history of podcasts. So, shout out to them, shout out to us, shout out to our perfect union. They have us with some numbers that I think some fans don't know which way to go on these numbers because the wins, Mike, no one knows what to think about them. What numbers are you seeing, and what advice can you give these wonderful FanDuel fanatics?
Well, for the Falcons fans out there, we got the Falcons at 7.5 wins, and it's minus 140. That means you bet $140 to win back 100. And I think based on our past history, 7.5 is we've been getting around 8-9 wins the last 4 or 5 years. We're trying to hit 10 at least.
Yep,
this year. Trying to. We think we got a nice little team put together, and I think 10 wins is what I'm reaching for, which I'm hoping for. I think we're going to win the division. So seeing us at 7.5, it's kind of disrespectful from FanDuel or Vegas at that matter. But I like our odds at 7.5 wins this year.
7.5 wins sounds good. I don't like the whole $140 to only get 100. I guess that's how Vegas and FanDuel works. But it's I mean you can do more. I think you do like 8.5, 9.5 more games. You put like $100, you win like 120, 150. That's fun too. But it's going to be harder our Falcons to hit 8, 9, 10 wins.
Yeah.
So I think the safe bet is what I like to do because losing money doesn't work for me.
Not at all. But like you said, but we got a little preseason action going on here. We can't tell how many wins we're going to get just off this preseason because the stars ain't out there. So we don't judge the 7.5 wins off the preseason. Please don't.
No, don't, because the Falcons that played last year, you would think would have learned from their mistakes, because I feel like it was a mistake to not play Kirk Cousins or even Michael Penix for that matter. That was crazy to me because you ended up having to play Michael Penix end of the season. And if you would have had those preseason reps, we were yelling from the top of the 300 level of the Mercedes-Benz Stadium, play Michael Penix. Yeah. What are you saving for? If Kirk Cousins is going to be the guy, you have no reason not to at least play. I think you should play both those guys. Didn't play him. We watched the first, second, third games. It took a while for things to get started. It took a while for Kirko to become, Kirko Shades. If they had learned from the past, they'd be playing the starters in the present. They didn't learn, Mike. And I don't want to be the I told you so guy. I'm hoping I'm wrong. I'm hoping that something happened this year that's going to make football players be able to prepare for football without playing football. I hope that somehow occurs, but I don't think it's going to. So I'm kind of worried, Mr. Turner.
Well, I gotta hope. I was seeing things around the league. I've seen a lot of starters playing around the league actually, and more than usual. And I think teams that want to get off to a fast start, that's been learning from their mistakes, like not playing their stars and been starting off slow. It's like, all right, we need to play our stars a little bit more, get their feet wet a little bit, get that blood going, get that adrenaline going and that routine going to know how to go into the season, what it's going to feel like. It's all about timing and reps. Each rep that you get, man, it matters. So you see guys out there like Patrick Mahomes play a little bit. You only probably play 1 or 2 snaps, but it's just going through the process of warming up with your teammates, going through the drills and everything, and going there, calling snaps, calling plays, getting communication from the coaches and everything with the crowd noise. It makes a whole lot of difference. And I got hope that they're gonna do Michael Penix later, like this week, probably play a game too a little bit and see what we got. I can't see them going in just like last year, just neither one Kirk or Michael Penix not playing.
No, yeah, I can't see it, but I can see it because sometimes coaches outsmart themselves, and I was so surprised it didn't happen last year. So they did it last year. I don't see him saying that, oh, well, Michael Penix got 3 games underneath him, so he doesn't need to play. And Kirk Cousins, is coming off an injury, so he doesn't need to play. And I just hope that they watch what other teams are doing and realize that, hey, it's okay. In fact, it's encouraged. And the players, I think the players, if they had a say, would say, I want to get some reps because full speed reps are different than anything you do in practice, because I don't care how much you say live, your teammate is not going to go in for the kill. Your teammate is not going to go in and go full force that your non-teammate is going to have to give you during the game. So I feel like it's going to be something that hopefully they take a big picture look and see that it's best for our players to go and do it. Because shoot, even Matt Ryan, in his Hall of Fame, run, MVP run, when Matt was being Matt, I remember we still played the majority of the preseason. Maybe there was one,
this is the last game.
Last year we didn't play any of them, but I remember him always saying, let me get a couple of reps. Like, let me get in. Because that's what I think competitors want to do. But as far as us saying that it's a good thing to play in the preseason because you need to get reps, there are a lot of coaches who are now saying, Ovie, Mike, I told you so. There was a nasty injury in preseason that stopped the Falcons game. And, prayers to the young man who got carted off. But it reminds you that this game we play is one that, though it's a child's game, it's a violent, dangerous game that could end in real severe injury. You look at Damar Hamlin, if not death. We don't think about that. It's impossible to play the game and think about, I might get hurt. Ooh, I might die. I might get injured. We all think we're invincible. And then when moments like what happened at the preseason game, and I was at the game, I actually left early to beat the traffic because it was the preseason. And I didn't hear about it until the morning, and until I saw it all over the news and the blogs and social media. I was just like, dang, his family had got to be just holding their breath, because when you see stretchers and you see ambulances come out and you see players kneeling down, it puts you in a mindset to where you realize that you are, I guess, human, mortal, because we don't think that way. I was there right next to you. We walk around like we're freaking untouchable, but I guess everybody can get touched.
Yes, prayers out to Maurice Morris and Detroit Lions and his family and his teammates, and that was a fortunate situation, a scary situation. I never had that type of experience where being on the field and one of my teammates or opponents get hurt like that, where the ambulance had to come out. I don't think so. I don't know if you have, Ovie, but it's one of those things like, that's the last thing you want to see during a football game is something serious like that. But prayers to the family, and they said he's back recovering well. So
good.
That's a great sign, and it was good by the NFL to stop the game, because after that, your head's not in it no more. It's like, oh man, serious injury, like that could be me or things like that. And it's like it was like the fourth quarter, last half of the fourth quarter. Let's call it right here. Let's let the teammates get on the plane and everything, and let the coaches get to the hospital if they need to. You never know how serious it was. So it was a good thing. It was a preseason game, didn't matter. So good thing by the NFL to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. I liked from what I saw. Again, I think it's a little bit harder for offense if you don't have everybody in that's going to be there. When you have a mismatch of players from O-line to receivers and QBs who are not going to be playing on Sundays, it's hard to see what you really got. But defense, because of the ability for individuals to compartmentalize their talent and their one-on-one battles, and you can see who's got something. Being there in person, I like what I saw from the defense. I like the speed. I like the tenacity. I like to know that our twos and some of our threes, maybe that might still make the team, had that motor, that same motor that we saw the second half of the season, where I was just like, well, Arnold Ebiketie is coming out of nowhere. Caden Ellis is coming out of nowhere. We're sacking the QB. Like, we went from no sacks in the bottom league to where, if you looked at this just the second half, something different was happening. And I feel like the defense has picked up where they left off. Just, again, bird's eye view. We actually were in the new Sports Illustrated Suite Lounge, which is at the 300 level, gives you like an all 22 view. Now, I was a 40 under 40 nominee award winner back in the day. 45. I'm old now, so it was a 40 under 40 alumni. Shout out to Marty. Had to always come up there, so we got to see the first grand opening of the Sports Illustrated Lounge. But it's way up top. It's cool because it's an open area. It's got the free food up there. Not free, but part of your ticket package. But you see an all 22 view. Like, you're in the end zone and you're looking down and you see these little ants moving around. It was hecka cool, because I was talking with buddy of mine. He played college football. We were just talking about seeing the safeties move and seeing the linebackers going to A gap and being able to like really understand the X's and the O's of football. And hopefully these Falcons can kind of break down the X's and the O's, because now as you have a limited amount of preseason games, a limited amount of playing time, it's really those who can become not the students, but masters of how to play the game without playing the game. Like what happens before the ball snaps, I think is what's going to help guys decide who's going to make the team, who's going to start, and who's going to actually take to the next level this season.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm glad you had that nice view during the game, Ovie. You know, no invite, but okay.
I mean, I invited you. I sent the email, I guess, the spam.
Yeah, you must have sent the pigeon. You must have sent it by pigeon. But anyway, but like you said, like it was offensively, yeah, we couldn't tell what we got this year going into the season. Nobody really played. But defensively, there's two things we got some players out there that's really going to be a factor for us out there on the field. Some young cats, some young studs that's going to be big impact players for us. And you know what? I like the attitude. The attitude of them flying around, flying to the football, causing turnovers. Remember, we couldn't get any turnovers last year, like for a stretch there. But I like what I see from our defense. James Pierce Jr., Jalen Walker.
Absolutely.
You know, those guys, they show some bright spots. You know, it's the first game. You know, they made mistakes and everything, but I like some of the moves that they're doing, like you know, getting under dipping rips and things like that. These guys are fast off the ball. And got some nastiness to them, got some feistiness to them. And I like it. Now, it's credit to the DC Jeff Obert. He's come with a new attitude this year, and I like it.
Absolutely, because again, we both been in training camp a couple of times, and we saw that in practice, but can they do that against competition that doesn't have the same jersey? And they did. So I want to see them continue to progress that same high motor, that same nastiness, that same just, you know, attacking, not being on the defense, but leaning forward and actually making offenses feel uncomfortable. That's the thing that can stop any offense. I don't care how great of a quarterback you are. The only way Tom Brady was ever beat was he felt uncomfortable. And it wasn't just pressures, it was pressures and sacks. If we can create that situation where he's uncomfortable, I think that's great. Falcons made some big moves in the free agent, not even the free agent, but with some of their players. They inked a 2-year extension with right tackle Caleb McGary, friend of the show, was on last year through 2027. And to have his role anchoring the offensive line for Michael Penix, we actually talked about this. Caleb McGary, right tackle. Michael Penix, left-handed quarterback. And so we're like, so is the right tackle now going to get all the money? He'll get all the money, but he got a nice contract. And again, Caleb, friend of the show, came on. He is the just lovable Viking who's not very lovable when he plays. The nicest guy ever when you talk to him, when you meet him. But out there, he is a beast. He reminds me a bit of Harvey Dahl. He's not quite Harvey, because Harvey he'd fly off the handle and would out there choking somebody. Harvey, let him go. We're gonna throw foul.
Harvey was on edge.
Harvey was on all the way off the edge. We love you, Harvey. We love Harvey, Tyson, Bleav, trying to get them all. Hey, calm down. And Mud Duck, Tom McClure out there. It's like, guys, come on. Mud Duck, they all had that fight in them. That's why I love our O-line, just experience, our family. And we were a force to reckon with, man. I don't care what anybody says. Like, I thought I'd never be the guy who says, back in my day, we used to do this. But back in our day, Mike, we used to do some things. And it was fun looking back at not only what we accomplished, but the journey. And I hope this team can appreciate and enjoy this journey, because it's just something to where every single practice they have, they can't get back. Every game they can't get back. And I'm hoping that while they're enjoying this journey, they do not leave it. They leave everything on the field, because the last thing you want is to say, I'm gonna start working hard mid-season. I'm gonna start working hard in the training camp. I'm gonna save something, because especially now, there's nothing to save. These guys have it so easy. I don't know if we talked about this last time, but the lack of two-a-days, having one-a-days, and having no real contact to, like, I don't know, practice 10, 11, 12, to having goal line taken out of it, there's nothing to save. Our union has done a great job in manufacturing a safer game, which is beautiful and great. And hopefully my son could play without my wife saying it's too dangerous, because now it's not the game we played. It's not the practice we play. Football is not the football that we experience. It's a different game, which is good because it's safer. But that means that these kids need to go harder, push themselves, and see just how good they can get. So I'm happy for Caleb McGary and hoping that he can anchor a nasty line that's willing to do whatever it takes to keep Michael Penix safe and to kind of plow that road for Bijan and Tyler.
Yeah, definitely. And you talking about making the game safer, man. You see that hit by DeMarco Hellmans. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't miss his name all up. Bam Bam. They call him Bam Bam. They call him Bam Bam on the team. That was a clean hit, man. It was a clean hit. He had on Reynolds, and he got a 15-yard penalty for it, man. It was all shoulder, no helmet-to-helmet contact. It was just the timing was perfect.
Yep.
And it was kind of it just looked like one of the hardest hits you can see for this day and age. Compared to back then, it probably wouldn't have been a big deal. But now it's like, okay, we rarely get to see these hits, and the refs just threw the flag, man, just off reflex. But it wasn't a serious hit like that.
And all of what bothers me, and again, we're offensive guys. I feel bad for defensive guys because they literally are not allowed to tackle, even like you mentioned, even if it is a clean tackle by the books, everything the way it's supposed to be, they can't do that if it's too big of a hit or if it's too loud of a hit. The ref's just like, oh, I'm gonna get in trouble. I gotta throw the flag. They can't follow the quarterback. They can't they're supposed to find some way to move after they're in space. The offensive player, receiver, QB, running back, if they move their head into a situation to where there's helmet-to-helmet contact, it's not like they both get thrown out. No, the defender guy is put on, all right, it's your fault. You need to make sure you don't do helmet-to-helmet contact. But the offensive guy could have moved his situation to where all you can do is helmet-to-helmet.
Right.
I feel for them. I don't feel for them too much because I hate defensive guys. But, I just have a strong dislike for them.
Right.
But I do feel for them because they are getting the brunt of football becoming safer when it comes to trying to play their game and do it right. So I don't know what's going on, but Mike, I do know that with all of the violence in football and with all of the or the lack of 4 preseason games, 3 preseason games, there's going to be very little time to figure out who's good and who's not. And after that time's up, there'll be some guys on the street. There's going to be some guys just walking around looking for jobs. And when you're looking for jobs, you want to find somebody who can actually pick out the good talent versus the bad talent. And Mike, what would they use to make that happen? I just don't understand how we can help these young men who unfortunately may be out there on the streets in a couple of weeks trying to figure out what to do next.
Right. It's kind of early to talk about this, but it's a sad reality. But I would they've got to try find ZipRecruiter, man. You find the great candidates to hire can be like find a needle in a haystack and find guys with great skills. And making it to the NFL, man, we had to have some great skills off the field to make it this far. We know what I'm saying? We had to be smart in the books and everything and have good people skills, good relationships with other people to make it to the end, to even have a shot at the NFL. Yep. And so if you got, but not ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can find some amazing candidates for you fast. Yep. Right now, you can try for free at ZipRecruiter.com/audio.
Absolutely. And really the technology ZipRecruiter uses is quite amazing. It's smart technology, slightly smarter than me and you because we're at genius level. So slightly smarter than us two, but it identifies top talent for your roles quickly. And right after you post your job, ZipRecruiter's powerful matching technology, it'll start showing you who's qualified to do it. I like ZipRecruiter because they connect you to top talents, candidates ASAP. And I'm not looking to find talent, but ZipRecruiter is. And if your employers are, they can use this pre-written invite to apply message that personally reaches out to your favorite candidates and it tells them to apply sooner, which is a good thing. If you ditch other hiring sites and let ZipRecruiter find what you're looking for, you're going to be in a good place. It really finds needles in the haystack. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try it for free at this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/audio, like my boy Michael Turner just told you. Again, that's ZipRecruiter.com ZipRecruiter.com/audio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. I mean, they should hire us to do these pitches because that was perfect. There was nothing wrong with that. I mean,
the smartest way to hire. I like the way you said that.
The perfect reads, Mike.
Yeah, okay.
I've seen some perfect reads. That was it. You're welcome.
Well, we will cut that. We'll cut that. We'll cut that and send it to ZipRecruiter, man. See what they say.
We're gonna cut that, and they can hire. We might not have a job anymore. I Bleav in Falcons because ZipRecruiter's gonna hire us.
Yeah, right.
Oh my God! Of all the people, Bleav in Giants is cool, and Bleav in Saints are cool, but those Bleav in Falcons hosts, they need to be here on the Mount Everest of ZipRecruiter ad reads. We're the best ever. All right, so as far as let's talk about more training camp. Speaking of training camp, it's Hard Knocks time, Mike. It's Hard Knocks time. I'm waiting for the Falcons to be on Hard Knocks. I'm actually happy we haven't been, but the Netflix has been a mini Hard Knocks of us seeing what's going on. But I watched the Bills Hard Knocks the other day. Have you had a chance to watch it yet?
Not the Bills ones. No.
Yeah, it just came out with Josh Allen. Frankly, it seems a little boring, but we'll see what happens. But every year Hard Knocks comes, I'm gonna watch it because I just feel like it reminds us like the intricate details of one of the coolest parts of our life, which is training camp, where you prepare for the whole season, and the guys with the little bags packed, and I'm always the worst packer. I just throw in everything. I never bring enough underwear, or I bring too many socks, or I got like the randomest t-shirt, or I just try to find something that to make me whole so I can start training camp. But getting into training camp and seeing the guys again after being gone for so long, it's nice and wholesome. And I can imagine how it makes us feel to watch a Hard Knocks training camp when you're a fan or just a football head, and you actually get to pull back the curtain and see what are these guys doing when they're preparing for a 16, now 17 game season. It's a long season, and it all starts right there in training camp. So the Bills go to a college, like they're one of like 5 teams that go to a university or go to a college to do their training camp, which I feel for them, because the Falcons, thank you, Mr. Blank, you treat us right. To have our dorms right there and just to walk over.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect. Great. Did we have people ride the go-karts too? Like cars?
We had cars. Like, it was nice.
It
was real nice. We had go-karts taking us front and back. We could walk through if we want to. And I was in Baltimore. We were still, I don't know if Baltimore's doing it now, but in 2003, 4, 5, and 6, we went to an old rickety college with old bunk beds with terrible matches and springs. I never understood the whole let's rough it and tough it and make us better when we're multi-million-dollar athletes. Well, they were at the time. I was not. But, we have million-dollar athletes. I think Ray brought in his own mattress. Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, the big-time guys had their own mattresses. We were using old college mattresses, and I just hated it. The facilities were, they're not NFL facilities because it was a college. So the Bills do that and toughens them up. But thank you, Falcons, for making it easy. How was San Diego's training camp experience compared to the Falcons training camp experience?
My first year, we actually went to Carson, California, and it wasn't in college. It was like I don't know what it was like a multi-use facility kind of deal where we stayed in the hotel up there in Carson, California, and then we had to ride buses or whatever to get to practice and everything. Shuttles. We had to get shuttled back and forth to practice. And you know how during the middle, like this is back when we had 2 days, like during the middle, guys used to have to take naps. Take naps. Yeah. Just because the ride back was so far, guys, we had to stay at the facility. They had like mattresses and couches set up for us to sleep in like break rooms for guys, and all the vets slept there, all the rookies and everything. We had to go all the way back. That was so we really didn't have a really break because as soon as you get there, you lay down for 30 minutes, got to get back up, go right back.
I hate that.
Yeah,
I hate that.
Right. So
bother me, man. That's why you slept on the floor, because by the time you get back to the door, and Mike, the most terrifying thing is going back, getting a nap, and then you open your eyes, and the clock says meeting started or practice started. Guys got fired, got cut. And I was almost one of those guys because I happened to me like 2 times. I don't know, I'm a heavy sleeper, but like I'm also very tired all the time. But I remember going back when I was with the Ravens. I was third string fullback on the bubble. I'm surprised I'm even here talking to you because Brian Bill was about to get rid of me because I think I made some excuse about how I don't know, my dog died or something, or something. I don't know, something happened. I may have some excuse. And it's so scary because you're afraid. We had a buddy system. I don't know, Jerry. I said, Jerry, hey, wake me up. And Jerry's been, hey, babe, Ovie, wake me up. Don't leave me. And how many times, Mike, were we in the running back meeting room? We're like, where's Anton? Where's Corey? Where's Mike? Like, oh shoot, we gotta go get him.
Yeah. I mean, it happens, man. And you feel for your guys, man, during training camp because this is the most critical time. Guys, don't want to miss anything because everything's counts. All the competitions right there. We got like almost 100 guys in camp, and we got to break it down to the 53. And some guys, they're gonna be on ZipRecruiter early, man. So
they're ZipRecruiter early, and they're gonna be on FanDuel out there trying to make the right bet. Get some extra cash. Come on, FanDuel. Plus 120. Let's go.
Right.
But we gotta wrap this things up. So again, thank y'all for watching. We got some great guests coming up this season. I actually got in touch with the Falcons strength coach. He was the assistant strength coach is a fellow fullback, and we were talking about just all the new ways they get people ready, get our team ready to go out there and fight against monsters. And I was just like, my old 45-year-old butt is trying to figure out like how to work out without hurting myself. He's like, you can come through. We'll find some time to figure out some new ways to work out without hurting yourself. I was like, really? So I'm trying to work that out and seeing if we can, I'll invite you, Mike, so we can both get in shape, even though, you don't need to get in shape because you're already in shape. I want to stay in shape. So we'll work it out. But thank y'all for watching and do the like and subscribe thing and help us get to wherever it is we're going, Mike. Where are we going? To top?
To the
top, Mike. That's where we're going. All right. Anything else to say to our lovely fans?
No, just looking forward to week 2, man, for the preseason. We're going against the Tennessee Titans this week. So looking forward to seeing some more of this defense, man, and see if we're going to get some offensive players out there this week.
Ooh, I like it. Let's make it happen. Yeah. All right, y'all. See you. Boom and boom.